think you can put it down, George. Well done.
Yes, let's go.
Go for it.
I will just try opening it with the cast out first.
All right, guys, welcome to the opening of the Guild 12. That marks 2 years getting the Guild box out there to you guys. So it's a pretty special one. Let's see what we find inside. Oh, we start with a nice little surprise now.
A coaster! Oh, scrap that. Let's go.
See what we have there. It's a full box, right? 16 different beers in there.
16 different beers.
So pretty much all the beers that we brew here in Alkmaar get reserved for the Guild box. So you find some older IPAs, 2 months old, but they've been always kept cold until they get to you. So they're at their peak quality when you get to drink them. Which is the first beer?
This Dark Side of the Island, it's a tropical stout, which is actually a beer style. It has a dialyzing yeast in it. We will talk about that later when we come up to another beer. It has a dialyzing yeast, quite some hops, so you can expect coconut, other fruits, quite a tropical beer, but an imperial stout format. I will do the next one.
Go on.
There we go. So we got a couple of questions about what is stylized. Dialyzing means that you unlock new flavors in a beer, and you can get the same flavors out of hops that usually don't have that flavor profile. So by changing the process, some process things, you can get the precursors of tiles, and the yeast will release those then.
I think we can make a whole video about tile.
We can make a whole video about it.
Something
It's
we're
super
exploring these
interesting.
days a lot here at the brewery. So we have some pretty exciting beers in the tank. So for the next Guild box that will be released, I would say end of June, that will contain the 7 beers we're launching for the 7th anniversary. And we got some IPAs in that set of beers that will be featuring the Tile strain that Rowan just talked about. And we'll be getting back to it to explain a bit more in detail what the actual process involves, but it really unlocks new flavors to beers, make them take the extra mile to flavor and aroma.
And the flavors will also be longer lasting in the beer, so the beer will be better for longer. Do you want to do the next beer? Or do you want to... morning beer, there we go.
Yeah. I was just drinking beer now, but sure. So, I'll take a random one. Let's see. Northbound. Actually, I don't think this beer was even released yet by the time we're getting this video out. So you get a fresh off the line beer. It's our collaboration with Pojala from Estonia. I'm pretty sure you guys know Pojala. So we wanted to do a Baltic Porter with them. We've only made one Baltic Porter all these years here at the Moersleutel. It was the last Advent calendar box. The tanks are made for brewing. And now this is our second Baltic Porter. We just joined forces with Pojala to get a on-by cook inspired Baltic Porter. So we used a tiny amount of spices during a boil on a rye stout or rye malt Baltic Porter base. And we did some honey during fermentation to enhance the caramel part. But since it was fermented with lager yeast and matured for about 6 weeks cold, the beer drinks lighter than a typical stout. Not lighter in body, but just imagine a cross between a lager and an imperial stout. So that's where you get a Baltic Porter perspective into it. I think it turned out pretty well. Let us know what you guys think. Rowan, shall we go for the next beer?
Arts and Crafts, West Coast IPA. Our collaboration with the friends in France. We made a West Coast kind of approach IPA, a bit lower alcohol, 7%. So there's some caramel malt in there, tiny touch to give it a beautiful color. Some sweetness, and it's bitter, piney, citrusy. It's super quaffable. You're really good at this.
Been training, man.
We did an imperial stout base with 5 different grains.
Which ones? Go.
Spelt wheat, oats, rye, and barley.
Oh, there you go. You're
There we go. I am actually listening to
hi,
what
Mark.
you're telling me. Hey, Mark! Come on in the picture, Mark!
Okay.
So, sorry, Mark.
Sorry, guys.
You're still friends, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, no adjuncts in this beer. We did a 12% base, and then we freeze distilled it up to 18%. To my opinion, it's quite licoricey. I think thick, super thick.
It's been a while since we last made or brewed a non-adjunct freeze-distilled beer. The last one's always at adjunct, and we wanted to return to the process of not doing adjuncts on the freeze-distilled to just condensate the flavors of an actual stout. It's pretty complex and has a lot of depth as a beer. So pour your can slowly, let it warm up, and just enjoy. Don't drink it in a rush. Get it on the day that you're not supposed to drink a lot of beers, because 18% will, it's noticeable. But it's quite a discovery of a beer. It changes as you drink it. So I think it's a pretty cool one. Let us move forward to the next one. I'm getting
Are we
a random
opening this one? Are we opening this one?
No, let me
Oh.
see. Oh,
Oh, we are.
this is a pretty cool box we got here. Wow, this is the Salta Bananas collab with Bodin from Norway. Actually, this beer started as an old joke that we never thought it would see the light of day. So the guys came, we were discussing the collab, what we were gonna do, blah blah blah, and I recall just throwing out random ideas. I think it's my thing around here, but I said, oh, let's make those little candies, apakoek,
Apenkoppen.
apakoek,
Apenkoppen.
that thing. But with peat, because peat is a pretty delicate flavor to pair with. We made the violet violence in the past where we paired it with black cardamom and hibiscus. But other than that, it seems difficult. And we've tried a lot around here to do chocolate coffee, but peat just dominates the flavor. And to our surprise, when we blended that with licorice and banana, everything just made sense. We made a little trial, so then we got some beers aging, and we made a complex blend, added some banana, some licorice, and that's the final product. It's a one-of-a-kind beer. I can't say I've tasted many beers this crazy, but that tastes that good. It's a pretty unique kind of a beer.
You get a bit of the barrels in the aroma, but the flavor is like full-on peated apenkoppen.
Wow, pretty awesome.
That's also fun. That's fun.
There you go. What's next? That's not even released yet, is it?
Lucky Tanga. We combined orange peel and tonka, like Pim's cookies kind of flavors in there. This has a bit of the same going on, but the orange peel slightly turned down or tuned down. The tonka really makes it pop, gives it a bit of a almond, cinnamon kind of thing.
And there's another ingredient.
Vanilla. It's
Correct.
always vanilla. Vanilla is amazing. No.
And what does the beer celebrate? Why is it orange?
King's Day.
There you go. That's why it hasn't been released yet. Because we made it to celebrate King's Day. That's why we made a Willy Tonka orange.
Don't
Lucky
drink a
Tonka.
crate of that though, on King's Day.
King Willy. Lucky
Yeah.
Tonka.
We go on. Ooh, oh. Okay, yeah, now the box is getting crazy.
That's like the first barcode of the year, right?
I think we should open this one as well. No?
Sure.
Yeah, right. It's 9. It's 9 in the morning. It's okay.
Well, I gotta say that this box is going pretty insane right here. So we got like 3 or 4 stouts by now, 2 barrel-aged beers, freeze-distilled beer. This is damn insane. So this is the first barcode of the year. So we got a batch of Portuguese fortified wines last year at the brewery. So port wine, muscatel, carcavelos, and all that. And those barrels,
You want to open one with cascade?
you do it.
Me?
Yes, I'm doing serious stuff for adults here. So those barrels, while tasted alone, they were not great. So we do an extensive tasting of our barrel program.
We knew that was going to happen at some point. Got
Every
Got it,
couple of
please.
weeks, and we keep a thorough log of a flavor profile and
kill me. Sorry, Bobby.
sure. And those barrels alone, they wouldn't they weren't standing out. Then we blended some of them together. We got some bourbon in there, and it got a whole dimension of dried fruit, complex leathery base with the tobacco notes that will portray in a barcode in a way I don't think we've ever done.
Did you mention there's coffee in there yet?
I haven't gotten there yet. Ooh.
Colombian coffee, right?
Yes.
I think. Yes.
Yeah, the coffee just acts as a binder, so it connects everything together. I think it gets the notes of dried fruit from the Portuguese fortified wine barrels and enhances the vanilla aspect on the bourbon ones. And it just comes together as a whole. I think it's a pretty cool barcode. I think it's quite surprising. Yeah.
I wasn't a believer in coffee and barrel-aged stout, but this is quite cool.
We know what we're doing.
Are you saying I have no idea what I'm doing?
Oh wow!
Ah, there we go.
It was a lucky one. You know this one. The Shape of Brewing. You might have tried this beer during Sloterdach. So the beer was brewed to celebrate some guy that wrote the book. May or not, maybe me. Yeah, it's me. So book is not included in the guild box, although you can get it through our web shop or through Amazon. Just click on buy and whatever. Yeah, but yeah, we made this beer. So Jamil Zainashev, you may have known him for like 30 years of experience of brewing in the United States. He visited the brewery past September. Great guy. We made friends, and he actually wrote the foreword for the book. And we've maintained touch with him ever since he visited the brewery. So he suggested to brew a beer to celebrate the book release. And so together with the Moersleutel, myself and Jamil, we designed a recipe. Jamil had suggested to brew a Koit, traditional Dutch style. But honestly, that beer and style wouldn't really fit the way we see big, flavorful beers here at the Moersleutel. So we took our own twist. How could we make a Koit taste like a beer brewed by the Moersleutel? So we got that idea of blending wheat, oats, and barley together using the traditional yeast in Koit. But then we added some hops, make it higher in ABV. And I think it's key for the beer. We boiled it for 4 hours, making it crazy thick. So it's closer to a barley wine style with a mixed grain, wheat, oat, and barley. And it drinks crazy complex with a touch of smoked malt because that was traditionally and historically acceptable. It's an incredibly complex beer that you can enjoy it now or just let it age for
Can I tell about us aging it?
Here.
Or not yet? That's secret, right?
No, that's secret. So I hope you like the beer. You can read more about it in the book.
Is the beer in the book as well, or only the book and the beer?
Wow. They're both connected, yes. Go on.
I will just continue, okay?
Yes.
Mystery beer, number 5. The only thing we can tell about this is that it's a collab, right?
Yeah, you can tell that.
A collaboration with Brew York.
This one was an experiment that we wanted to try, like all the QR code series tend to be. So we explored things that we have never done before. You can expect something unique in our lineup. And if I dare say, it turned out pretty awesome.
We kept tweaking it, right?
Yeah, but that's what we do around here. We're beer engineers. You can tell by my shirt, we're beer engineers.
I'm sorry.
And it's likely that we'll see this same concept later in the year. We'll keep you guys posted. Wow, this is a crazy box. I'm pretty sure I've said this several times, but this is insane. Wow. We're back to the IPAs, third harmonic. So, you may have remembered Triangulate or not.
No, we don't speak about it anymore.
You know, people know, and yeah.
It happened and it is in the past.
But we made it right. You know, like we learn from mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. There's no brewer ever in the world, regardless of you can say, that only makes good beer. That does not exist, simply. We have to make mistakes to learn. And we made a mistake. We apologize for our mistake. And now we've made up for our mistake, delivering a beer that really stands out.
Can I say
So,
something? No?
Go on.
It's just, we're always pushing the boundaries here. And you don't know where the boundary is if you never go too far. So now we found the boundary again, right?
Yeah, that's correct. I think the way we see beer, we're always trying to push the limits, getting new beer styles and new ideas using weird ingredients and new approaches, and that usually may bring challenges. And in that case, they bring challenges. Now we're able to re-brew the beer as it was meant to be in the first place. So a triple IPA, triple oat cream, triple dry hopped, full on Citra, and some other hops. IPA. I think it turned out quite amazing. The team is super excited about it. I hope you guys find it exciting as we did.
Whoa, this is super cool. So essentially this is the fruit bomb base, but with new hops. So we used Lotus and Nectaron hops. Just came onto the market. So this beer is the hype bomb, let's say. And that's why it's called hype bomb.
No, we've tried to source Nectaron hops for the past 2.5 years, but they're very scarce, quite expensive, and they're not that easy to get. And I thought as a good combination to mix the tangerine notes in Nectaron and passion fruit notes with a floral, citrusy, orange, creamsicle vibe from Lotus. And it turned out pretty different fruit bomb, but actually quite exciting. So we're probably revisiting these hops in the future. We really liked how they turned out. And this is fresh off the canning line. This beer hasn't been out yet, I think, and it's been packaged like 2 weeks ago. So it's as fresh as it gets. Wow. Kind of stricter. Talking about tiles that we mentioned earlier. So tiles, they come from a wine background. So not to make it complicated, but wine yeast segregates an enzyme that will free the bound tiles, which allows you to unlock flavors, as we mentioned before. Hops like Nelson Sauvin or Citra, they carry a lot of those free tiles already. But some other hops, they have those tiles, but they're bound, so we need to get them a little Caesar to cut them and make them available for us to taste.
If people want to learn more, they should just say, yes, we want another video, and we will tell you more about it. That's a good idea.
But that justifies why we use the wine yeast.
And on. Yes.
So together with our Portuguese friend from Ofusa, which you might remember from Drunken Pears on the Advent box last year, we brewed a wine-inspired IPA. Go on then.
We're gonna save this one for last again, right?
Yes.
Crank the experimental hop juice. We did a 2022 edition of this one as well. We brought it back. We used HBC 522 from the top of my head. Yes, and HBC 586. Experimental hops. It's actually quite herbal, floral. It's less tropical, I think. It gets more. It's quite a bitter beer as well.
Yeah, HBC 522, it's a blend between a Cascade and Centennial, so we can find more of a traditional American IPA approach on an AZ IPA base. So it drinks more of a balanced traditional IPA, not as much as a juice forward like Cranky Juice or Fruit Bomb are.
It's more quaffable, I think. It makes it pretty drinkable. It rounds off the palate with the bitterness. You can take the last one.
No, you take the last one.
No, you take the last one.
You take the last one.
You take the last one.
All right. You guys should know which one is the last because there's been no bottles up yet. So we bring you the Indulgence with the fancy new label and all that. So yeah, it's Indulgence number 12. So it marks 2 years of gill boxes.
On what barrels has it rested, George? What beer? On what barrels?
Same as the barcode. It has a blend of Portuguese fortified wine barrels and some Willet bourbon and port wine there in the mix as well. I think it brings a very complex base. The base beer was a spelt stout. A lot of velvety thickness, a variety of wheat from the same family, so you can expect the same range of flavors of wheat, but I think the nutty character it's enhanced with spelt. That's why we made a spelt stout to age in fortified wine barrels, because they also bring a lot of the nutty character, so you are enhancing those flavors. And you get some of the vanilla notes from the bourbon.
You get a touch of astringency as well, right? From the tannins from the port.
Yeah. So
Muscatel.
I think port brings a touch of acidity that brings some freshness that rounds everything together, and that comes with a bit of a tannic bite to it.
Yep.
But it creates a very round, complex indulgence. And this one we actually carbonated a bit higher as well, if I recall correctly from the last ones.
Yeah, yeah, to make the port pop a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're correct. So guys, this box has been pretty crazy. We got quite some different beers around here. I think it's pretty full
barrel aged,
box.
freeze-distilled.
We got 3 barrel aged beers here.
But the next box, George.
So we're now working full speed on the 7th anniversary beers. So we'll have 7 different beers. I won't really spoil anything about those beers. I think it will be a pretty complete box that will touch a lot of places, go through a lot of styles. You can expect next Indulgence as well on the next box. But it will mark our 7th anniversary, and we're planning a party July 1st at the scrapyard. So we hope to see a full house like we did on the Moersleutel. It was amazing, and really truly hope to see you on the July 1st to celebrate the 7th anniversary with us, and you'll be able to taste all the beers firsthand. We hope to see you all there.
Cut. I'm gonna clean up my mess because it's insane.
I'll just stay here.
Like the box, it's insane. Go on then.
I'll be like Nick Offerman, that little video for 1 hour where the guy says nothing and just sips on a whiskey.
With the cast man.
Do you want to know more about
Do
Tanga?
you want to know more? Yes! Like and subscribe.
Can we make a tile hotline where people dial in like, I don't know, 777 and they get to know more about tiles? Like, hear your voice.
Hey. I want to know more. I want to know more. Tiles?
ASMR tile.
Press 1. You don't want to know more tiles. It's the wrong number.
You want to know more about tiles? Yes. You want to know more about hops and tiles? Press 1. You want to know more about yeast and tiles? Press 2.
You are just here for fun.
Okay, I'm gonna
Return it, otherwise we don't have toasties. Is that the...
I'll give to you.
Thank you, you're so kind.